Hello and welcome back to another awesome week here at the MPTV Coaches Show. Ryan Lindley, Eric Myers, and it's kind of been a big week here. We had last week off of Thanksgiving, boys, girls basketball. Had some Thanksgiving tournaments that they played, and we're going to get to that in a second. But we had some big news that happened here on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. So boys varsity baseball, 4 players make college commitments. I mean, it's kind of funny. You start thinking about, we just had our first snow, and we're going to talk about baseball.
It happens.
It does. And so we're just going to take a moment here. We had 4 players make commitments, sign officially, actually, to go and play at the next level. So we put together a short package that talks about who they are, and you'll hear a little bit from varsity head coach Jesse Crawford.
This past week, 4 of our varsity Potters baseball players made a commitment to play baseball at the next level. We were able to hear from Coach Jesse Crawford at the signing ceremony.
Kind of pick their path to the future of what they're going to do. And these 4 individuals who've played a major role in the Morton baseball program have made their commitment to junior colleges. They're all going to compete against each other at certain points in time next year, which is going to be pretty cool to see. And we have several other guys that are in the league. And we've had several guys from that conference go on and play Division I baseball. And I know for all 4 of these individuals, that's one of the goals they have. And they want an opportunity to play right away. And I know this sounds redundant when I talk about them and talk about each one of them, but you know, with the transfer portal and with the COVID stuff, some of these guys are feeling the direct effects of Division I and higher level money just not being there. But with that being said, the track record, if you look at the Bo Durbins and Ben Dragers and guys that have played over the years and that went to a junior college that have all went on and played Division I baseball. So very proud of these 4 individuals. Very excited to see what the 2024 baseball schedule looks like. And again, these guys are proven winners. So we know at Heartland, Spoon River, and ICC, they're getting proven winners. They've been in regional games, they've been in state games over their years, and different high-level baseball that'll prepare them for the next level.
The Potters' commitments were Tyler Pippin to Heartland College, Tanner Spangler also to Heartland College, Noah Suttles to Spoon River College, and Spencer Tim to Illinois Central College.
Awesome. Well, you can see right there, those dudes are really excited to go to Heartland, Spoon River, and ICC right there. So best of luck to these gentlemen as they continue their baseball careers. And I have this feeling, though, we're going to be sitting here probably February, March, and we're going to be complaining that it's still snowing. We're starting to play baseball. So.
I think that's probably usually the way it works. But yeah, I mean, and obviously the other thing I think is worth adding is I bet you it's not the last time we hear a Morton baseball player making a college commitment, because I know there are a few other kids that are thinking about it at some point. So kind of exciting to see guys getting a chance to move on to the next level.
Yeah, we're going to try to bring you more of those individuals, not just baseball, but any other sport that we have out there. Hopefully hear from some of those student athletes themselves. So what else we got going on, Coach?
So let's talk a little bit about boys basketball. Boys basketball off to a fantastic start. Played in the Washington Tournament of Champions over the Thanksgiving break. Go 3-0 in that tournament. A big win in their last game against the defending Missouri 2A state champs. So really good game there. And then obviously went to Pontiac last night and had an excellent game.
Yeah, I mean, 1/20 versus a very talented Pontiac squad. So the Potters are off to a 4-0 start. I think really good in Coach Zeller's new era right here, right?
Yeah. It's exciting.
Really solid game last night. We were led by Gus Rugard, I think, at 20-plus points. So awesome job right there to those Potters, and they're going to move on. And now we have, we play Rantoul, Canton, and then we're going to, have Elephant in the Room, Matamoros coming up the pipeline a little bit, but we're going to have Peoria Central in there. So some really talented teams are on the Potters' radar.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, a home game this Friday against Rantoul. So, I mean, if you're looking for something to do on Friday night, come on and watch some basketball in the Potter Dome. If you can't be there in person, game will be on MPTV and then FHS Network. Troy Dowell on the call for that one.
Yep, so you can just tune in for that. This will be a great time. If you like us, like, share, subscribe so you get all these notifications. Trying to bring you some more stuff. Let's go across the other way. Let's go girls basketball. Girls basketball hosted their own tournament last weekend, right?
Yeah, they did, and went 3-1 in that tournament, and they're 4-3 overall. But I think the notable piece of the puzzle there is that they have played some really strong competition across the board, both in the tournament and outside.
Correct. I mean, last weekend they ended up, after playing 4 games in 2 days, for some really, Friday we had some pretty easy wins, and then Saturday come back, you beat a really talented Richwoods team, and then you got to come back with, the elephant in the room, that Lincoln team right there, the Frobe girls we talked about for volleyball, for Layden Lincoln. Now here she comes back for basketball, going to Colorado State. Kind of like a buzzsaw right there. Just got off to a slow start.
Yeah, got off to a slow start. I mean, some good plays in that game. I think, it was one of those games where you're down a little bit early, you crawl back into it, but obviously Lincoln, just a powerful offensive team. It's hard to slow them down.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be making some more waves this year as well, just like that. So then let's move it on. Boys wrestling is started their season. They had a tried meet, I think is what they're called, up at Sterling last week. They did okay from that, from what I've gathered from some of the athletes there. But they're going to head up to Joliet this week for the McLaughlin Classic, and they'll be wrestling on the mats up there this weekend.
Yeah, and obviously get a chance to compete against some larger schools up there, which I know is always one of the things that our guys like, to kind of see where they are on the big picture before you narrow it down and take, that Mid-Illini competition.
I mean, maybe we give a shout out right here. We talked about it in girls basketball, boys basketball, and now wrestling, all challenging themselves early in the season against really good competition. How do you think that helps from like a coaching mental standpoint, from like not just the coaching, but building confidence in your athletes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a couple things, right? I mean, number one, that if you compete, and it doesn't even need to be a win. I mean, wins are great, obviously, but even if you don't win, if you compete, you've got confidence as you go through the rest of your season, right? Like we played this really good team, or I competed against this really good, competitive wrestler, and maybe I came up just a little bit short, but I know I'm going to improve throughout the season. If I'm this close right now, where could I be at the end of the year? So I think it's kind of also a way to build motivation in.
Not just motivation, though, it's learning, right? Even if you do fail, like you just said, first attempt in learning, right? You learn something from that so you don't repeat those mistakes time and time again. So hats off to our coaching staff who got all those great things going on here. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's go across the street. Junior high basketball is in full swing. Play Bloomington. They're going to be at the Kiln next week, though. 2 games, which is going to be pretty impressive right there. But they had a big win, 59-14. Win over Beverly Manor last night, which is Tuesday. So trying to bring you as much junior high coverage as possible, trying to bring that into this rotation a little bit. We're based here at the high school, but hopefully that's something that we can bring more of.
Yeah, hopefully we can do that. Obviously get a chance maybe to talk with either Coach King or Coach Schick or maybe some of the student athletes, but obviously, it's still early in their season, but I mean, obviously you can tell that they're building a good foundation. And obviously, I mean, that's one of the goals of junior high, is just always to build foundation, right?
Yeah, and junior high basketball is kind of a little bit different. They'll play here for like the next week and a half, and then they have like a 3-week break. And then they comes back in January. So it's kind of a weirder season with that big gap, which is going to create all kinds of coaching issues and planning for that. So, Coach, you got any final thoughts?
Let's just do this. As we head out here, obviously one of the things we mentioned earlier was our girls basketball team, obviously competing really well over the weekend. Our great MPTV crew was out there and covered all the games for this week. I was there for a couple of them, but the
watched on TV.
Folks behind the scenes were there for all those games. So put together a little package that highlights some of the best plays from each of those games this past weekend.
On the wing, gets a screen from Abby Van Mennen. Addie thought about the 3, gets it to Ellie Van Mennen. 3 for her is good. On the first half, Izzy Hutchinson, Anya Ruxlow, 3 for Anya, good.
Tell you what, if they're going to do that all season, 3A teams in the region are going to have some challenges.
And she's got to have 5 steals. I mean, she's had her hands on so many passes. Here's a chance to go to double figures for her. She accomplishes that feat, 11 now.
Addie Engel will retreat to the logo. And she drives, got separation, and
Addie, good job.
Paige Selke takes possession. Straight man for the Railers. Good cut there from Addie Engel. 4-footer falls.
That girl, Eddie.